In December 2024, Bolt opened Instagram and left one comment. "He looks like young me." Now think about who he was talking about. A kid whose name is literally a disease. A kid whose parents fled a war zone before he was even born. A kid who 6 years ago was chasing a football, dreaming of becoming Cristiano Ronaldo. Today, that same kid is the fastest teenager in the history of sprinting. Not faster than some local record, faster than Bolt himself at the same age. And the part that should make your brain stop, he is still in school. His name is Gout Gout, and this story should not be possible. His parents fled a war zone, crossed Egypt, and landed in Australia with nothing. 2 years later, Gout Gout was born. Third of 7 children. Regular suburb, regular school. Even his name tells you everything about this family's journey. His real name is Gout, not Gout. A government clerk made a spelling mistake when his family was fleeing South Sudan. One error on one document, and his name became a painful joint disease. His father still talks about it today. I know gout is a disease name. I'm not happy. A family that survived a war could not fix a paperwork mistake. But growing up, none of that was on his mind. He had one dream: Cristiano Ronaldo, football, nothing else. Sprinting was not in the plan. Ipswich Grammar School, 2020. A 12-year-old shows up to a school athletics carnival. He just ran. Coach Di Shepherd was watching from the sideline, and in one race, she saw everything she needed to see. The stride length, the acceleration, the way he moved differently from every other kid on that track. She pulled him aside. That was the moment sprinting found Gout Gout. His first ever recorded times that day: 100 meters in 11.52 seconds, 200 meters in 23.43. Nothing special on paper. But Shepherd did not see the times. She saw what he could become, and she had one thing to say about him. "My biggest thing with kids is being humble. He has it in bucket loads." The football dream quietly faded. Cristiano Ronaldo was replaced by a pair of spikes and an empty track. Nobody outside that school knew his name yet. That was about to change faster than anyone expected. Age 14. 100 meters in 10.57 seconds. Australian under-16 record gone. A year later, 10.43. Then 20.87 in the 200. He was winning the Australian U17 sprint double before most kids his age had figured out what they were good at. Then 2024 happened. A video of Gout running 10.29 seconds in the 100 meters gets posted online. Millions of views. Almost overnight. The athletics world outside Australia was seeing him for the first time, and they could not look away. That same year, he walks into the World U20 Championships in Lima, Peru, against the best teenage sprinters on the planet. He comes home with a silver medal in the 200 meters. At 16 years old, Adidas noticed. They signed him to a professional contract before he turned 17. Then, December 2024 arrives. Australian All-Schools Championships, Brisbane. Gout runs 20.04 seconds in the 200 meters. That time had been sitting in the record book since 1968. Peter Norman set it at the Mexico Olympics. 56 years untouched. 56 years untouched. One race, one teenager, 56 years of history erased. And that was the moment Bolt opened Instagram. Let's talk about Usain Bolt for a second. 8 Olympic golds, 9.58 in the 100, 19.19 in the 200, records that have stood since 2009, untouched for 17 years. Now here is the question nobody was asking 2 years ago. What was Bolt running at 18 years old? His fastest 200 meters as a teenager, 19.93 seconds, set in Bermuda in 2004. And Bolt did not go faster than that until he was 22 years old at the Beijing Olympics, in front of the entire world. Now look at Gout Gout at 18. 19.67 seconds. That is 0.26 seconds faster than Bolt ever ran as a teenager. In sprinting, 0.26 seconds is not a small gap. That is a completely different conversation, but here's the detail that stops everyone cold. Scientists broke down both races. Final 50 meters, the part where champions separate from everyone else. Bolt's world record run, 4.75 seconds in the final stretch. Gout Gout at 18, 4.67 seconds. An 18-year-old finished faster than Bolt did in his world record race. At 16, he was already ahead of Bolt at the same age. At 17, Bolt edges him by 0.09 seconds, almost nothing. At 18, Gout takes it back by a distance. And Bolt himself has only 5 words for all of this. He looks like young me. Sydney, April 12, 2026. Australian National Championships. Gout Gout settles into the blocks. Lane 4. The stadium knows who he is. The world is starting to figure it out, but nobody, not even Gout, knows what the next 20 seconds are about to do to sprinting history. The gunfires. Off the blocks, he is not the fastest. First 100 meters, he is finding his rhythm. Controlled, patient, then something shifts. Around the curve, his stride opens up. The athletes next to him start falling back, not gradually, suddenly. The final 80 meters. It is over before anyone understands what they are watching. He crosses the line, 19.67 seconds. The stadium erupts, a new under-20 world record. The fastest any teenager has ever run this distance in the entire history of the sport. Gout looks at the clock, arms out, eyes wide. Later, someone asks him what was going through his mind in those final meters. He said, "I felt literally free. I had 80 meters left, and I just thought, let's send it. Let's send it." A world record described in 3 words. When a record like this falls, the sport talks. Letsile Tebogo is the reigning Olympic 200-meter champion, the best in the world right now. His verdict on Gout Gout was simple. He has the potential to be one of the greatest athletes in history. Not one of the best teenagers, not one of the best Australians, one of the greatest ever. Then there is Bolt. He has seen talent before. He has been the talent before. And he knows better than anyone what this journey looks like from the inside. His message to Gout was not just praise, it was a warning. I hope he finds the right people around him. 6 words that carry everything. The pressure, the attention, the traps that have ended careers before they started. Bolt has watched it happen. He does not want to watch it happen again. And then there is Gout himself. Someone asked him how it feels. Running times that professionals spend entire careers chasing. He looked up and said, "These are adult times. And me, I'm just a kid running them. Just a kid." Currently ranked number 15 in the world in the 200 meters. At 18 years old, Bolt's world record sits at 19.19. Gout is 0.48 seconds away at 18. Now, here is where it gets interesting. Letsile Tebogo is not just talking about Gout Gout from a distance. He is stepping onto the same track. The Olympic 200-meter champion versus an 18-year-old who just broke the world under 20 record. A Diamond League showdown. Confirmed. Think about what that race means. Tebogo is the best 200-meter sprinter on the planet right now. Olympic gold. World-class experience, a man who has run under 19.50. And Gout Gout, still a teenager, is walking into that race without blinking. He said it himself at the World Championships last year. At the end of the day, we are all running 200 meters. When you step on that line, it is only about who is fastest. No fear, no excuses, no backing down. That is not just confidence. That is the mindset of someone who genuinely believes the record books are not done with him yet. 2 Olympics are coming. Los Angeles 2028. Gout Gout will be 20 years old. Peak junior to senior transition. The moment where generational talents either announce themselves to the world or disappear under the pressure. But that is not even the one that keeps people up at night. Brisbane 2032. Home soil, home crowd. Australia watching one of their own. Gout will be 24, prime years, the age when sprinters are at their most dangerous. Think about what that means. The kid who grew up in Ipswich, whose family had nothing when they arrived, whose name was a government mistake, who was dreaming of Cristiano Ronaldo 6 years ago, running in front of his country, at his peak, on home ground. And then there is the number everyone in sprinting is thinking about, 19.19. Bolt's world record, standing since 2009, the most protected number in athletics. Gout is already at 19.67. The gap is 0.48 seconds. Athletes spend entire careers chasing 0.48 seconds. Gout has 2 full Olympics ahead of him to find it. Nobody can tell you he will get there, but nobody said he would be here either. A war zone, a paperwork mistake, a football dream that changed direction. And now, the fastest teenager in the history of sprinting. So tell me in the comments, Brisbane 2032, home Olympics. Gout Gout at his peak. Does he break 19.19? Does he do what no human being has done in 23 years? Drop it below, because this conversation is just getting started.